Hello again. Welcome to another edition of CropLife Retail Week. Once again, Eric, we are together but apart.
Yes, actually, yeah, we both came into the office today. I know I'm busy packing up supplies and stuff to take with me to the Agricultural Retailers Association meeting in San Antonio, which will be next week. And if all goes well, I'll have a report from the floor of the event with you on the other side of the camera here in Ohio. And I know you're in, I think, kind of cleaning, right?
Yeah, cleaning up, doing this and that. So yeah, that should be great next week. Darren, I don't know if I said this last week. Darren was saying the attendance is really strong, so it should be a terrific conference to get together with our retail friends. But this morning I was going in. When your daughter works for a dermatology office, they start learning about all the things that can go wrong with things like your skin. So I succumbed to
I never wanted to know about. Thank you.
That you don't want to know. And yeah, it's the most disgusting stuff you can look up on the internet is skin problems. But be that as it may, I got all checked out, thumbs up, except for this. I've had a weird bump on my finger for a while that doesn't heal, and they have some horrible name for it that's essentially not cancerous, but it's like it just continues to grow if you don't hack it off. So I got poked and scooped out and wrapped up. And so hopefully this will take care of it now, although I can't type S's, W's, or X's right now with my finger. So it's been a little strange. It's finally starting to come back around again, but it's been an interesting morning.
Okay.
So
that was under the heading of way too much information on what happens in a dermatology office.
Yes. Ask me about your skin issues. I could probably
no, I have growths, but that's fine. They don't bother me, so I'm leaving them alone. So.
They sure bother me right now. Okay, so what's going on? Talk to me.
Well, Paul, of course, it is fall. We're getting through the harvest, as I mentioned last video. Pretty much all of the major crops are pretty well done, other than cotton, getting stuff out of the field. So, lo and behold, it's that time of year when we're finding out from the weed scientists exactly what's going on in the field post-harvest. And we do have some fairly big news that came out of two states, one from Illinois and one from Tennessee. Weed researchers have now discovered in the past week or so Waterhemp varieties in both of those states that are resistant to dicamba. So yeah, this is kind of scary. Now the Illinois population was discovered in Champaign County. It has 5 to 10-fold level resistance to dicamba applications. And according to Aaron Hager at the University of Illinois, this particular variety of Waterhemp is also resistant to 2,4-D, ALS, triazines, and PPO, among other things. So it's a nasty beast to kill. And the one in Tennessee was discovered in Montgomery County in the Cumberland River bottoms. And this one is 4.5-fold level resistance to dicamba, according to Larry Stickle, also resistant to glyphosate, PPO, ALS, but that one isn't quite resistant yet to 2,4-D. So 2,4-D will still take care of that Waterhemp. But again, two different populations of Waterhemp showing up, two different states, and resistant to dicamba. So this could be a problem going into 2022 for growers in those areas.
Wow. So the weed zapper doesn't seem like such a crazy idea anymore, does it?
No, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was the one other item. You were talking about zapping fingers and growths. Actually, I ran across this story, and how cool is this? I know I have teased for years that one thing we should do with these resistant weeds is maybe start applying napalm to them, because I don't think they would ever be resistant to fire. But somebody came up with a better idea. How about lasers? So there is a company out there called Carbon Robotics, which has developed something called a laser weeder, which is an autonomous vehicle. Goes to the field, covers about 15 or 20 acres per day, Paul. It uses 8 different lasers that are underneath the machine to zap weeds. And according to the company, it can kill up to 100,000 weeds per hour. So how cool is that for those of us who love Star Wars and Star Trek and that's futuristic laser beaming stuff? There's actually a company out there that is now offering a way to laser your weeds. And, Paul, if you have these cameras for watching corn grow, I could seriously get into watching one of these units going through a field, zapping the weeds over and over. That would be bringing in my views on YouTube over and over and over.
Yeah, my daughter loves all those Satisfy videos. It's just watching things getting crushed or mixed or whatever, like that sort of thing. Is the TikTok videos where the thing comes down and crushes, just crushes different things.
Yep. This would be along those lines, except to be zapping the weeds. For all those folks out there who've had struggles with weeds, I'm sure they would take a perverse pleasure in watching them getting burned to a crisp using 8 different lasers underneath this unit as it went through the field.
Absolutely. I would. So what else is going on?
That's really all I had other than fun with numbers, Paul, unless you had something to add.
Okay, we don't need that, so we can sign off now. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, you were ready? Okay, well, then I got to do the intro. It's time for Fun with Numbers. So, Paul, this is a big number this week. I hit you with a pretty small one the last week or so, but this one's pretty big. $378.3 billion. And your clue would be something that's happened recently in Washington, D.C. from the Biden administration. So what do you think 378.3 billion would represent, given that is your clue? Come on, I'm waiting for a bell. I got to hear a bell.
Somebody's getting a whole lot of money. A lot of people are getting a decent amount of money or something. Is that going out to farmers or no?
No, it's not going out to farmers, Paul. This has to do with the infrastructure bill that was just passed through Congress and that President Biden signed into law. It's $1.2 trillion is in the total bill. But our friends at the Illinois Fertilizer and Chemical Association put out a little flyer talking about how the bill breaks down. And it mentioned that 378.3 billion is what is going to things that will be of interest to our friends in agriculture. That includes 110 billion for improvements to roads and bridges, 66 billion for improvement to freight rail shipping, 17.3 billion for ports and inland waterway improvements, 65 billion each for broadband access and upgrading power grids. And then the remaining 55 billion is for going to help ensure clean drinking water is available. So there you have it, Paul. So about I guess 1/4 of the bill spending is going to be helping out our friends in the agricultural community in one sense or another.
That's good. That's nothing but good news for me. That's great. So is that it? I guess that's enough for a Thanksgiving weekend, right?
I was going to say, we're just past, this video will be airing just past Thanksgiving. I mean, I suppose we could acknowledge Black Friday and everybody going out and getting their shopping done. I know I have my last 2 Christmas gifts should be arriving between now and December 8th. And other than that, I think we're good.
Good for you, Mr. Fourth. Wow. Well done. All right. Well, that's it for this edition of CropLife Retail Week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below.
Your feedback is important to us. We'll try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.